Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenore and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Virgo. If Virgo is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. So our card tonight is the 8 of Discs, which has everything to do with prudence. Okay, and let's go ahead and see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. And so if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. All right. It was very hard to get me inside tonight to start working. We have had these ongoing solar emissions the last few days. And so the northern lights are just intense. I know, and at least in Northern America, they are being seen, I don't know how far down. Like, I think somebody on my Facebook was like down towards St. Louis, and they were kind of seeing a little bit, but up here where I'm at in the northern Midwest, they're so vibrant and vivid, and I'll post some pictures, but I could just be out there all night long watching them. So I'm hoping once I'm done doing my readings, which is usually like after 1 o'clock, they'll be pretty, it'll be dark out there, right? So we'll see. If you are watching them tonight, well, when this comes out, it will not be the same night. I don't know if they're going to be out on Sunday night. But if you have seen the Northern Lights now, today, or yesterday, or at any time, I want to hear about it. Put it in the comments. Okay, let's see. Let's get going here. We have a few words here that are really standing out to me. So I'm looking at this one and it says CODE. So code. Something about a code. And let's put that one away because I don't know yet what that is. Or maybe I won't know at all. Maybe you know. First I was thinking maybe this is like a security code, maybe like coded language. Maybe you have a secret code with somebody that you love or are good friends with, or, when you were kids, you had your own, little code that you would use together. I'm not sure, but we're going to keep looking. Now, we also have 160, so 160. And I want to take a look. We have this really cool looking sailboat right here. Okay, so what do we know about the boats? When the boats come up in the readings, now there are different kinds of boats, obviously, and they all have their own kind of specific meaning. But when I see a sailboat, I know you have been moving on. You have been intentionally getting your energies gathered and packing them up and getting the heck out of here. You're not sticking around. You're not sticking around in any situation that doesn't feel right to you. So this could be a work situation. It could be a relationship. It could be a living situation. It could be really just anything. Friendship. I don't know, something that you have been spending your time doing other than the work that you do, like a interest or hobby or whatever. But I do, I see this and I think this is like a very it looks like a very mighty ship, little sailboat. And so, yes, I feel like this is something that not only do you feel good about doing, although, you know, of course, the initial kind of getting aboard and setting off maybe was a little difficult, but you feel really good about it. I mean, I feel like there's almost like a pride here. And within it, it looks like it says EA, maybe? EA, if that means anything to you. And we also have, it looks like a whale right behind it. Okay, so when we have the whale, I know that this is a really strong sign of psychic ability, connectedness, but also family, because I think of the whale, the pods that they live in, and how they can communicate so many, you know, miles away from one another. And so I feel like this is maybe you have family who lives long distance, but you're very close. You communicate a lot. Also, you have a psychic connection. So when something is going wrong with you or with them, you can kind of like feel the vibe. You will call each other and say, well, how are you doing? I was thinking about you. And in your mind, you're like, I don't want to upset them. I don't want them to think I've been worrying about them if everything's okay. And, you know, and then they'll be like, oh, yeah, this and this and this happened. And it's like, okay, I absolutely felt like something maybe was going on. So you definitely have this person who is soulkin, right? Somebody who you have intentionally manifest with. Now, I don't know why you live far apart, but you know, that's the nature of things sometimes. We kind of scatter to the winds, even when we love each other, right? Life just takes us to different places. But I am under the impression that you'll be seeing each other soon. I feel like there's going to be some reason that you kind of are all getting together, and this is who you are excited to see. Now, I think that this is going to be for a happy reason, and I say that because we have a person standing here, okay? They're holding a vase, you can see this beautiful vase, and a flower in the other hand. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And so to me, it says kind of bringing gifts for something. For some, you know, maybe it's a birthday or a wedding, or graduations are coming up here real quick, and all kinds of other reasons, right? Babies and you know, I don't know, just there's a lot of reasons, right? I'm running out of things that I can think of, but maybe a holiday, I don't know. But yes, I do. I feel like, and I wonder if you'll be the one traveling. It seems to me, just looking at this, that maybe you will be traveling. Okay, let's see. Now, I also see over here we have this beautiful cow's head wearing some kind of crown or like a headdress. We have a person holding a fish now in front of the cow. Now, the cow is Hathor in my mind. There are other cow-related goddesses, but to me, I always go to Hathor, mostly because shout out to my husband, Dove and Serpent Tarot. His name is Paul, of course, and he's a wonderful tarot reader. But one of his patron goddesses is Hathor, and I haven't seen what's on his table lately, but he has a lot of different Hathor stuff around the house. So I would assume that he has something Hathor placed on there. So that is the mother, right? This is the mother goddess. This is one that is nurturing, one that has this deep and profound unconditional love. Okay, so I see right here we have that mother energy, and now this might be you. This might be your mother. This might be your mother's mother. It might be your daughter. Your sister. It could be all of you, right? It feels like a very present energy within the family. And, we live in a time where it feels like people are pretty divided about if we should celebrate motherhood so outwardly. I don't know why exactly, but I don't know. For me, I guess I kind of understand both sides in some way. Before I was a mother, I had no interest, mostly because my biological mother passed away when I was 11. And even though I've had many women step up as kind of mother figures in my life, and let me just say, happy Mother's Day to each of them. They have been amazing. One of them actually is my sister. Should I say her name? I don't want to dox her. She's in the comments sometimes, and she might be in this one anyways too, because she is a Virgo, and she is definitely one of my mother figures, and probably one of the most profound. Not probably, she is. She knows she is. And anyways, yeah, I just had no interest. But then I had a daughter, and I can't imagine anything else, being so important. Now that doesn't have to be the same for everybody, of course. There's no, it's not, there's no wrong or right way to live, right? And some people, some of us are just not, not called to it, or we become mothers. I mean, it's not, I don't know, maybe it just doesn't, it doesn't happen, in the way that people describe. And that's okay. That's okay. We're all different. We all walk on different paths. And, but I feel like for you anyways, there has been a lineage of strong motherhood. Okay. Now you might not be a mother of a human being. You might be like a pet parent. Although I hate the word pet. Let me just say that. I try to never say it. Because I don't know. To me, it's like kind of this negative connotation of ownership, and like kind of, it belittles the relationship, right? I feel like, it's more of a companionship, a family member. Yeah, I'm one of those people. And, so maybe you have somebody like this. Maybe you're a caregiver. Maybe you are a mother figure to somebody. Maybe you are, you don't identify as a woman and you're not a mother at all. But listen, everybody has the archetype within them, okay? And you obviously had a mother in some capacity at some point in your life, right? And so, I do believe this energy is very present for you. I even feel like there's even recently, and I know Mother's Day is coming up in America here, and actually when this reading comes out, it will be Mother's Day. So yeah, yeah, there's a lot of like mom and mother type stuff out there in the world right now. Stuff that has it written on it, and balloons and flowers and whatever. But no, it's not just that. I feel like there's been a lot of imagery and, like seeing paintings of mother and child and maybe deities, mother deities, and Mother Mary, and, these kinds of things coming up, maybe seeing your mother's name, you know, randomly, or meeting somebody with her name, it just seems very potent. It seems very potent right now. And I feel like you are just enveloped in this energy. And, you know, and I understand if that can be difficult, right? A lot of us have very complicated relationships with our mothers, you know. Actually, I'm always surprised and maybe a little skeptical. I'm going to admit that. I'm a little skeptical sometimes when somebody says they just have an excellent relationship with their mother. And I think, really? Is that a thing? Do people have like really good relationships with their mom? Apparently they do. So, you know, that might be the case for you, but it might also be that it's very, you know, strained or complicated, maybe estranged, or maybe you're like myself. You know, you grew up with that absence, you know, in your life. And you know, that having our parents either, you know, gone, or maybe they have passed away, or, you know, what, you don't know them, you've never met them, or whatever it is, that can leave, you know, it changes the landscape of your being. You know, there's no way around that. But, you know, I think that in this time in your life, there's this real mother-centric energy, okay? And I don't think this is just an earthly mother. I also believe, I know that this is also kind of that heavenly mother. You know, the divine feminine, the, you know, goddess consciousness, and the love and safety that brings. And so through this, I feel like there is an abundance. We have that fish, so I know this is a sign of abundance. And through this, I feel that there's been a sense of security entering your life. Now, with the fish, it usually means also monetary things coming, blessings coming into your life. And that doesn't mean that it just kind of shows up out of nowhere, but you're working hard as well, right? Making that happen. And so this feels like a period of time where, yeah, the mother is looking down on you, and it is a fruitful time. It is a time of financial nourishment. It is a time of emotional abundance, a sense of safety, security, being held, you know, and all of this kind of sets the tone of how you're living, right? And so, you know, I think this will be a really prosperous time for you, and a time when, you know, it's like your eyes are wide open, your heart is wide open, you're feeling pretty good, I imagine, physically, right? When we get into these places where we have these beautiful blessing type things happening, when we're feeling just, you know, kind of enveloped in that divine energy, even if we have things like chronic pain, a chronic illness, a progressive illness, or, you know, just general aches and pains of being a human being, I do feel like in this, it's not, I don't think it's like some supernatural experience necessarily, but our body is creating hormones and chemicals that do make our body, it makes us feel better, right? It puts us at ease. There's a sense of pain kind of being dulled in a way. And so I feel like this is a time that is more manageable. And now I'm not saying that anything is cured. I would never say that, right? I never talk about that. I will never talk about that. Because I don't know, I don't ever perceive that. I don't know anything about that. I don't really read in the realm of health too much. I will see things, but I also, I don't know. It's something that I feel could be, well, if I'm wrong, or if it is something that will, it will affect the way you experience life, right? Good or bad. That's not necessarily my place, especially with our health, okay? So, but I will say that when we have times of ease, I will call that out, okay? Because that's kind of a neutral thing. So, I think this is all kind of, it is all kind of related. I know that, heart and soul. I do. So this is a good time. It's an exciting time. Now we also have, it looks like, now let me see right here. We have a person standing here. They have a solar disc above their head. And then over here, we have the sacred deer or stag. Okay. And so I know that there will be a real intense and perceivable spiritual experience as well. This seems like a really beautiful time for you, but you can see the stag is kind of coming out of this, it almost looks like a wooded area. So I feel that when you have that solar disc overhead, there is a sense of great clarity, right? Illumination. If you think about the sun being in its highest point at high noon, is what they call it. And let me say, I also only recently realized that high noon is not a time. It's not like every noon is high noon. High noon is whenever the sun is at its highest point in the sky, and that fluctuates. So I was like, wow, that's crazy. I never even knew that. Not that it really super matters to my life, but I think it's really interesting. But if you think about this time of day, there are very limited shadows cast, right? So everything is illuminated. Everything is clear to see. And so, there's this moment of kind of, if you can imagine standing in a clearing and you look over and you see kind of stepping out between two trees, this sacred deer, the stag, beautiful antlers. And it is a moment of revelation for you. This is a moment of decision. This is a moment of deciding, where will I go on this path, right? The sacred deer, according to Castaneda, is a moment when we are confronted with kind of our, most core archetype. Are we warriors? Are we fools? Are we cowards? Are we, are we hunters? Are we out there to hunt the sacred? Are we there to commune with the sacred? Are we going to run from it? And there's no wrong or right. This isn't about the judgment. This is just about having a moment that brings clarity to our situation, helps us perceive our authentic self. And so I think that there will be a moment here where you have some kind of revelatory situation emerge, or even something like a vision, maybe very vivid dreams, involved dreams, a visitation from a spiritual entity, something like this. So if that is something that you relate to and you want to share about it, put it in the comments. I love hearing about everybody's experiences and stories and the things that they believe. Your beliefs are very interesting to me. So yes, that is a good place to put them. Now let's take a look here. Okay, we have a person right off the bat there. We can see we have a person. right here. And let's see what they're doing. Okay. So I see up here we also have a mermaid, okay? So the mermaid to me is often related to this idea of the siren, of kind of, if we think about the siren is, it is a mythological entity, right? That calls out, it sings sweet songs, it sounds beautiful and kind of intoxicating and enchanting. And people on their ships, these sailors, they hear the song and they turn their ship towards, and they go straight for it because they have to see what kind of beautiful creature, woman, being is singing these songs, and they end up hitting the rocks, and the boat usually sinks, right? And they find their end. And so it is kind of this this trickery, this kind of illusion and trickery that brings these sailors to their death. And being somebody who is easily, who is enchanted, at least, maybe it's not easily. So I look at this and I'm thinking, you know, I'm hoping this isn't you, but I think that it is kind of a feeling of be aware of people's intentions, really look into people. You know, I've always kind of been a person where I'm like, I try to believe what people tell me. For the most part, you know, I just want to trust in people until they give me a reason not to. Always kind of thought it was strange that people would like, I mean, I know people who will do background checks on people that they are you know, they're going to go on a date with or whatever. I thought that was so strange. You know what? I feel so different about it now. And maybe it's because I have a daughter, and I'm older now, but you know, I think it's important to do your due diligence. Make sure that whoever you're maybe hiring or working with or spending time around, maybe you are dating, maybe it could be anything. Look into the people that you bring into your home. Look into the people that are close to you or you're letting into your life in a close capacity. Maybe not to the point where it's like you're doing background checks, but you just never know with people. You have no idea what they're doing in reality, right? So it's important. It is. And it's not to say that I think that there's any kind of, but look, it seems so clear to me. You know, and it might not even be a stranger. This could be somebody in your family who just always, you know, they're always like coming around. They have some kind of reason. They need something from you. You know, they have some kind of, it's always some story, right? And it doesn't have to be like a monetary thing, but maybe they just really, like, it's almost kind of like that energy vampire. Like they're just sucking the life out of you. And they know that you're a compassionate person. You're a Virgo. And, you know, we have that earth mama kind of feeling. I'm also a Virgo, by the way. And so, you know, there's this sense of like we rarely will turn somebody away that we love and care about. Even if we know we should have boundaries, right? So just be careful. That's all I'm saying. I don't see anything terrible going on exactly, just that something seems a little sketchy, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go take a look at our Wild Offering Oracle cards. And I really love these cards, by the way. They're so beautiful. I'm trying to get used to how big they are. We were using the little ones for like a couple months, and now it's really, they're just they're big. They feel big. Now I'm going to stop where it feels right. And just kind of flip through. It's the easiest way. I'm not good at shuffling like my husband is. If you watch Dove and Serpent Tarot, he's like, I don't know how he does it. I have no, they would be flying I would probably poke my eye out. Thankfully I wear glasses, but yeah, definitely not good at shuffling. So we have travel. Let every aspect of this trip unfold in harmony. May divine order arrange and handle every detail. All be guided easily and follow the leads as they are shown. So we had that boat at the beginning. We also had kind of the idea that maybe you will be seeing somebody that you really love and care about. Now, we also had that ending piece where it's like somebody, you know, it could be a stranger. It could be somebody you know well, right? A family member, a good friend, an ex-good friend or whatever, kind of coming around with some maybe ill intentions or at least selfish intentions. And so this might have to do with that trip, right? But enjoy it. Enjoy your trip. Just keep your eyes open, right? Eyes open. Okay, Virgo. Well, I want to tell you I love you because I do. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It's always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. And if you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And if you want to leave a comment, please do. I would love to hear from you. All right, with that, I will tell you good night. I love you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk in a few days. Bye-bye.